Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ways of the Sith. Thank you so much for taking time to check out the channel. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on X and Instagram at Ways of the Sith. So this is actually a reshoot of the intro because I shot everything on my desk with all of the custom figures, and my tracking was all over the place and was making the whole camera shake. So I just decided to reshoot an intro. This video is going to be Star Wars Black Series Customs. A lot of people were asking me to do more custom videos, and I didn't realize how long it actually had been since I did a custom video. So we're gonna take a look at some of the new stuff I've been working on. And in my opinion, I feel like I've gotten quite better with painting and trying different things, but you guys will have to let me know. So yeah, let's take a look at some of these Black Series Customs. All right, so right off the bat, like I said, let's just start with Balon and Shin since it's really simple. If you go to my review of Shin, I showed you how to do the thigh swap on that. I used the Vel Sartha thighs. It really brought her down quite a lot, and I didn't have to do any dremeling, any painting, anything. It was super easy, and to me, she looks great. I threw the cloak on from the Luke Skywalker Jedi, Return of the Jedi, that version, the old school one. So in my opinion, that works. Plenty done for her. I'm okay with the head sculpt. A lot of people swapped it out and changed it. The only thing that you could probably do is maybe do like a wash over the hair just to kind of make it look more like it does in the show. But otherwise, I think she's pretty good, and I'm happy that they did this running change with the orange sabers as opposed to the red. Balon, I did the video where I did the thigh swap with Darth Malgus, and in my opinion, it looked really good. It probably set him at the right height. He's 6'3", she's 5'8". So theoretically, he should be like a full head and shoulders above her, and that's how he was with the Malgus legs. So everybody who criticized me or left a comment, you know, why would you do that? Why would you use that figure? Because in my opinion, it was the right size and right scale. Only thing that was the drawback from it was that the Malgus thighs were so big that they affected like the skirt posing out. So proportion wise, it looked fine. You didn't notice it, especially because they were hidden under the skirt, but because they were so wide, it kind of bulged out the skirt a little bit. So this is the Reva thighs. I just swapped them out, and as you can see, again, you really didn't have to do any painting or anything. You could just leave it the way it is, but it works. It does bring him up significantly, but this is about the difference, you know, between them with those two alterations. So you can make the decision for yourself. Look at my Malgus video and then compare it to this. Pick which one you like and go for it. But you definitely got to do something to both of these to fix them, because otherwise the heights are really, really out of proportion. So continuing on the theme of something from a previous video, this is my Iskat Akaris 13th Sister custom that I did, and I showed it off in a previous video, but this is actually a totally new head sculpt. So Sabine did the head sculpt for her, and it looks incredible. So I ended up picking it up from Bounty Supply and painting it up and, you know, giving her that update. They also just put the Tuolong head sculpt, like his actual head sculpt, up. So I'll probably end up picking that up and updating my Tuolong as well. I picked up just a Twi'lek head sculpt and painted it black, but to get his actual look, I'm gonna get that proper representation. I also have to order the rest of the Inquisitor kits from Syndicate Customs in Australia and get them shipped over here, so then I can finally complete the Inquisitors and have each and every one of them in their glory, which I'm very excited about finally doing. I'm also gonna update my 9th sister, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love this new head sculpt. I think it looks great. It's perfect. It's, you know, done to look just like her from the book and the comics, and it's fantastic. So really huge upgrade. I love Iskat. She's such a great character. So I'm happy to have this updated now on the shelf. And I guess we'll just keep up with this theme of another one from a previous video. This is the Baris Offie. Previously, I had done her in Inquisitor garb and put her on like a Reva body with a skirt and everything. But I liked this look. I decided to try it out with the dark gray and just see. I still might paint it and give her like the Clone Wars colors to put her on the Clone Wars shelf, because now like this, she doesn't really fit in on the Inquisitor shelf. I mean, she does. She's got red blades and she's in all black, but preferably this look you would want to put on the Clone Wars shelf, am I right? So all I did was just paint the skin and the hands to match the head sculpt that I got from Syndicate, and it looks great. It's an easy one to put on the shelf. You can give her the blue blade and put her on the shelf like this and it'll work, but I think I will probably do some painting on it and try to match up with, you know, more of her Clone Wars look, so then she could fit in there, because I don't know if we're ever going to get the figure of her, and I don't know if we're ever going to get an answer as to what happened to her. In my opinion, you would think she'd either be the first person Anakin killed when he got into the temple, or the first person that he asked to join. Or even Palpatine would have asked to join, as we learned in Rise of the Red Blade. But I like the look. I think it's a cool look to the figure and really easy. So nice one to add to the shelf. So next up, we'll do one of my favorite characters from Ahsoka, Morgan Elsbeth. And I really wish that, like, they didn't kill her off at the end of the show. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it at this point. But I would have loved to see her stick around. She was so great in the show. Diana Lea Santo is fantastic. And I hope maybe there's a way that they can kind of keep her around for the next season. That would be great to, like, resurrect her and just have her come back around. Because not only was she great in the show, she's also been, like, really fun with the fandom and interacting with people and posting fun videos with the cast and stuff like that. So if you're not following her, make sure to do it on Instagram, because she is a great follow. But as we know, the Morgan Elsbeth figure really didn't come with anything, and it should have. It probably either should have came with the spear, it should have came with the Talzin blade, it should have came with the map, the star map, something. So they gave her two closed fist hands with nothing to do, not even a power effect for the Night Sister magic, but I did swap out one of her hands. A lot of people just use the Scarlet Witch hands from the new Scarlet Witch. It's on clearance right now. If you can find one, really easy swap. You just pop it out, pop one of those in, you're good to go. You don't even have to do any painting. But I painted one because I didn't pick up the Scarlet. I just used a hand that I had that was Marvel Legends and just, you know, painted it to match. But I got the Sword of Talzin printed and painted by Rob, ToxicCollector, on Instagram. He does some fantastic work, and I got quite a few things from him that I'm going to show off in this video. But he's really become one of my good buddies that I talk to a lot, and he does some incredible work. Commissions are open right now, so if you reach out to him, you can ask him for pretty much whatever you want, and as long as he can find the sculpt or mold for it, he'll do it. And really great guy, really awesome stuff. So it really helped upgrade this a lot. I did the painting on her face to do the markings. I used like an obsidian gloss to do the eyes. So the eyes are actually like really shiny. I don't know if it comes across in the video or not, which is cool because it almost looks like the contacts and the Night Sister magic. So I also did the open hand. So in this way you could display like a power effect. A lot of people use the Loki green effects, which work too. This is just a Power Rangers one that I had that's green. But yeah, I love this figure, and just with a simple modification, she becomes like so much more cooler. And the fact that the skirt is cut in multiple pieces allows you to kind of get her in those poses. So it's unfortunate that we didn't get any of this stuff with the actual figure, but simple modifications, you really make this so much better. So keeping up with the Night Sisters and Ahsoka, I have one of the Dark Mothers from the Night Sister clan. If you guys follow me on Twitter, when the Agatha Marvel Legends figure was announced, I tweeted that immediately somebody needs to make a Mother Talzin mold because it's perfect for Mother Talzin. You paint it, you'll have her. That was before the Ahsoka show came and we got more Night Sisters or Night Mothers introduced. So MJB Customs did this first kit for the main Night Mother, and it just looks awesome. So I had to get this. I had to paint it up. I purchased quite a few of these Agathas, so this way I can do the other two, and I can do Mother Talzin eventually when somebody does it. Now, my paint job on the makeup is not the best. I tried, but if you follow Frederick's Figures on Instagram, he's got an incredible one he did that just looks so spot on using, you know, this same kit and mold. But I really like it. I think it looks great on the shelf. Hopefully going to get the other two kits eventually at some point. This way we can complete all three of them. I don't know if Hasbro's going to end up making these or not, but they have the body that they can use for Marvel Legends if they choose to, you know. But really simple, really great idea, especially with those Agathas being down to like $7 now in Target. And another one that's on clearance right now in Target is Talos from Secret Invasion. And it gives you a perfect Director Krennic update to this figure. The only thing is, they really didn't make this easy on us. So normally you would just do a quick head swap, it would be done. But because the Talos has the neck that's molded to the head, you actually have to cut the neck off the head and remold it, so then and put a hole in it so you can put it on the neck peg. That's all I did. I cut off the neck, I drilled a hole for the actual peg, and it popped right on. I didn't have to do any more customization to it. But huge upgrade. If you guys remember what that original Director Krennic head looks like, this is so much better and just makes him look so much more better on the shelf and accurate, especially next to Tarkin. The head's more sized properly. It just looks really great. So nice little easy upgrade that you can do again at clearance. So if you watch my review of Marok, I said I was going to completely end up repainting him because I couldn't take the way he looked with the odd gray armor and the rust all over the place. So what I did was I completely gave him a wash over the top, a black like shine wash. It looks really great. And then what I did was I painted some metallic in there as well. So as you turn him, you kind of get a little hint of metallic, a little bit of that rust, and then a little bit of the black. So it's really cool. And then I just did a nice touch up of the rust over the top. So it's only in certain places. In my opinion, this makes such a difference on this figure. He looks 10 times better than the way they did him. And I have him displayed on the Inquisitor shelf, so he fits right in with everybody else. Next up, one I'm surprised we haven't gotten a figure for already, but I'm assuming it's going to come and it's going to be done exactly like this with the same Thrawn mold that we already had and just putting a new sculpt on it. So this is from MJB Customs, and I picked it up and painted it to match, you know, the blue of Thrawn, and I really love this. It looks exactly like Lars, and it just adds so much to the figure. It looks great on the shelf, and I gave him a little data pad there just so he can look like he did in the show. But I really love this, and I think it's a perfect little upgrade. So as you can tell, a lot of Ahsoka love in this, but here is my Sabine with a poncho that was designed by Landspeeder Luke and printed for me by Rob ToxicCollector. He painted it as well, and I love it. I think it's just a nice little touch for the Sabine on the shelf. And he also printed and painted me one of these amazing Loth cats that again was designed by Landspeeder Luke. So this looks incredible. You can pick this up, you know, just by reaching out to him at ToxicCollector on Instagram. Really cool. I love this. It makes such a good companion piece for the Sabine, and they just look awesome. My Ahsoka shelf really is so much fun because I have so much stuff done by different friends. 279 Studios, my friend Beth, he printed me up a backdrop for it. So I have like the Mortis mural with all the Ahsoka figures on it, and it just looks fantastic. I love it. All right, and here is my Ahsoka, the gray or the white, whatever you want to call her. I love it. I think it looks awesome. It's just a complete repaint of the Ahsoka figure we already have with the custom robe and the custom Morai. I also gave her a Blade of Talzin. This one I painted myself. It was from Bounty Supply. I had to order you know, get my free shipping, so I had to order something else that was a duplicate, and I just picked another Blade of Talzin because I thought I could either put it with Maul or Ahsoka or somebody, and it does. It looks great with Ahsoka, so that's kind of how I have her posed on my shelf. And Morai, I'm not sure who it's from. I'll have to put it in the description, but I ordered it on Etsy. If you search for it, it's the only person that has it, Galactic Critters or something like that. That's like the title for it, but I love it. I think it looks great. I painted the whole entire thing best to look like Rebels. So that's kind of what I went for with the paint job on it. But I really like it a lot. I just think it adds so much and looks great on her shoulder that it just sits there. It fits right in pretty well with, it's got claws on the bottom as it falls over. But once you kind of get it balanced on there, it does stay on usually pretty well. But I love it. I love this Ahsoka. Again, my Ahsoka shelf is probably now one of my favorites in the display. Now, somebody I'd really been hoping for quite some time was Old Man Captain Rex. So we didn't get him, but thanks to the new Clone Trooper body and the Endor Trooper that came out, I kit bashed my own custom Rex, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks great. Now, there are plenty of head sculpts out there for Old Man Rex that you can get that just look fantastic, but I really didn't feel like spending the money for a clone head, if that makes any more sense, compared to the way they did it with Endor. That's essentially Rex. You can say it's Nick saying all you want. It's Old Man Rex. So I did it like this. I took the Endor Trooper legs, the clone lower leg. The upper body is a G.I. Joe upper body. It's actually using a G.I. Joe with the arms from a G.I. Joe, and in my opinion, it's perfect. It works awesome. I just painted up the armor and weathered it and added his blasters, and perfect Old Man Rex, in my opinion. I did the check marks and everything on his gauntlets, so I think it looks great. And all I did on the back here was just put a piece of tack to hold that gun on the back there. So he's all strapped up. This will fit in your Endor display, your Rebels display, or your Ahsoka display, and to me, it's pretty perfect until we get one. Another one using that brand new clone, I painted up Hauser. We haven't got one in Black Series, which is kind of surprising considering he's been such a part of Bad Batch. So I painted one up, really easy to do. I'm just waiting on the pauldron. I do have to order that and put that on because unfortunately I don't have any extra ones from any other clones. Like, they never give them to us with clones, which would be a nice thing. Like, especially with these blank clones, adding like one or two of the pauldrons in would be a nice little touch. This way you can kind of customize it and pick, you know, if you want to make them just a shiny or a commander or whatever. But I get it. Maybe getting a deluxe one at some point would be a good idea, but I love it. It was really easy to do. Just carved him up a little bit to you know, do the scratches in his armor, but it works. I'm going to get that pauldron and I'll have Hauser displayed on the shelf. So anyone that knows me knows I love the Clone Wars, and I love more especially the final season with the 332nd Troop. But unfortunately, they're super hard to come by. So I painted up, I have two ones that I bought, but finding them nowadays, I think they go for like 60 bucks, and I would like a couple more on the shelf. So what I did was I took one of the new clones that just came out, and to the right, just painted my own 332nd Trooper, and I think he looks pretty good. As you can see, I kind of messed up a little bit on the chest, but it is what it is. It looks pretty good, in my opinion. I matched the colors to the original one, so like on the shelf and him being like in the back, you don't even notice it at all. And this one is a repainted Captain Cody that I had, and I did Captain Vaughn. So I really love this, and it looks great on the shelf. Like I said, having these two added with the two regular releases, it just makes that part of my Clone Wars display stand out a little bit more, and I like it. So until we get an actual version, I have representation on the shelf for Captain Vaughn. So really, really cool. I've been having a lot of fun, like I said, doing and trying new things and you know, just really experimenting with different types of figures. Well, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for taking time to check out the video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, may the Force be with you. This is The Ways.
We would be honored if you would join us.